Trophies. Trophies.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the first ever Car Ride Reactions Award Shows, the Poolies. It's been a fun year. It's our first year reviewing movies and giving you guys our reactions. So we wanted to do a little award show for you guys, kind of our version of the Oscars. And we did fan voting, as well as Ken and I put our own votes in. So just so you know how the scoring worked for these awards, the fans' vote was about 50%, and Ken and I's each was 25%. If there was a tie, the fans won out. So if you have an issue with the awards, make sure you vote next year and get your vote in. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us on the carpool this year. And with that being said, let's get into it. Ken, thanks for joining me, man. Thanks for going on this ride with me this year. What are you drinking right now?
Just a nice little bit of bourbon and ginger ale.
Hell yeah, man. Same. Figured it would be a nice celebratory drink for us to celebrate the year. What are your thoughts on the year?
Fun year. Actually, a really good year in movies. Super excited for what we have coming this year as well. But yeah, really fun year last year.
Hell yeah, man. What are we starting out with today?
I think our first thing is going to be the biggest surprises.
Okay, biggest surprise of the years. Yeah, I had a few. Roofman, probably my number one to start. What about you?
Mine, honestly, was Weapons.
Weapons. Okay.
Yeah, Weapons for me. I'm not really a big scary movie person like that. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it wasn't super scary. At the end of the day, it was just really, suspenseful and thrilling and things like that. Man, I really enjoyed that movie. And I saw it a little bit later than I wanted to see it, but didn't see it in theaters. I just caught it once it came on streaming. But man, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I love that one too. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk about it when we get through the nominate. We had a lot of great movies nominated this year. It was a great year for movies. Weapons was definitely a surprising one for me too. I knew I'd like it based on kind of the buzz it was getting, but I didn't think I'd like it that much. But I love the non-linear storyline and how they jumped from like character to character. I like when movies do stuff like that.
Exactly.
So, totally cool with my book.
Yeah. Next, we had The Amateur.
The Amateur, yeah, very surprising. I mean, probably my favorite spy movie of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I liked it more than The Accountant 2, which may be a hot take. I know a lot of people love The Accountant. I love The Accountant and The Accountant 2, but I really liked what Rami Malek did with that one.
Yeah, 100%. We said Roofman, we said Weapons, Amateur, Superman, honestly, for me.
Superman was one of yours?
That was one of mine. Not that I had bad expectations for it, but I think we just needed to see DC prove something to us.
Yep.
Like proof of concept. And man, they knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Superman. I was not, that one I had high expectations going into. I'm a big James Gunn guy, a big Superman guy. So that one wasn't a surprise for me, but I was relieved, if that makes sense, that they landed the plane on that one. That would be how I'd describe that one for me.
I see you had Eddington. Tell me a little bit on that one, because I didn't really catch Eddington.
Eddington was interesting. It was A24. I forget who directed it, but it was basically wanted to make a modern day Western, and it had a lot of commentary on like people these days, politics. I mean, no matter who you were or what you believe, you were catching a stray in this movie. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, no matter what you believe, it's probably not a good movie for you. But it was, I didn't know much about it going into it. I thought the trailer looked great. I thought the cast looked great with Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix and some of the other people that were in it. But I walked out of there kind of like, wow, I was not prepared for what I walked into, or to like that movie as much as I did, or to be as what's the word? Like, not enlightened, because I don't want to say I learned anything in that movie, but like I wasn't expecting to get that much like force-fed commentary going into that movie.
Yeah. No, that sounds like it was a good one. I heard nothing but good reviews about it as well.
It's worth checking out. I mean, if it's not like a normal movie. It's one of the more unique movies I saw this year for sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I wish Unholy Trinity was.
See, that one. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah. What I forgot to say about Roofman, definitely was a top one for me in biggest surprises. I knew it was going to be solid, but Channing Tatum actually really killed it. And honestly, the reemergence of Kirsten Dunst, she did really good in that movie, and it was actually pretty solid comedy-wise, too. So I enjoyed that one a lot.
One of my favorite movies of the year. The fact that it did not receive any nominations this year is a testament how strong the field was, because both Channing and Kirsten Dunst, like you said, totally brought it.
100%. Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we have next.
All right, that being said, let's get into our first award. Okay. All right, our first award for the evening, the Poolie, if you will, We'll be going for Best Costume Design and Sets. The nominees were Avatar: Fire and Ash, Fantastic Four: First Steps, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. Any thoughts before we get this going, Ken?
I'm excited. Go ahead and tell us.
Drum roll, please. And the Poolie goes to Wicked for Good, directed by John M. Chu, costume design Paul Tazewell, and production design Anthony Crowley. I got to say, Ken, this was my vote, and it was the fans' vote. I noticed you had Fantastic Four: First Steps. That was my second choice in this one.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a clean sweep for Wicked for Good, but an absolutely deserved award. I can't speak for the fans, but I will say why I personally went with it over Fantastic Four, which was such a close one, is they both to me could have been their own amusement park.
Yeah.
And I was like, which amusement park would be like more fun to hang out in?
I like that. I like that thought process.
Yeah, and the Oz and the Emerald City and the shit. I was like, that's why I went that way with it. Even if I had gone Fantastic Four, fans would have won out. But what did you think of Fantastic Four setup and design? What was the strong points in it to you?
I just really enjoyed how it was futuristic, but like also not futuristic because it was back in like the 70s or whatever time frame, 60s, 70s. So it was just unique. We've also just never really seen the Baxter Building, aka Avengers Tower, look like that.
Yep.
So that was just really fresh to see. I enjoyed that a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed. I liked just looking at that movie, especially. We'll talk about the black hole scene later on, but like just everything about that movie was cool to look at. I love their costumes. As a comic book guy, I thought they did great. But for Wicked for Good, yeah, just for them to take a play, which I've never seen the play, and to make it into a movie, it's like you get some reference points, just like Fantastic Four does with the comics, but to really like expand it and make it their own, I just thought they crushed it. I mean, well-deserved award in my book for Wicked for Good. And with that being said, Wicked for Good, which was nominated for 3 awards, is going to win their first one they're nominated for and have our first award of the night.
Wicked's on the board.
Wicked's on the board. Thanks, everyone, for voting. And if you voted for Wicked for Good, let us know in the comments. With that being said, we'll go into, before we get into our next award, what change would you have made to a movie this year, Ken? There was a lot of good movies. There was some that there was a lot of good movies. There's some that could have been better. I apologize if y'all couldn't hear me. What change would you have made to a movie this year, Ken?
My biggest one is I would have had Ryan Coogler direct him.
Okay.
Ryan Coogler directing him, in my opinion, would have changed that movie drastically. It actually would have made it a good movie. I'm certain somebody out there liked him. I don't know what you saw. I would love for you to tell me because I just didn't really see. I saw the potential. I thought that there was a great concept. I just think it needed better direction. So yeah, that would be the one big change for me.
So I had 2. One was it wasn't Ryan Coogler, but I would add 20 good minutes to him.
Okay.
I would find 20 minutes to add to that movie in different places because, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but there was a lot of things to like about that movie, especially with the performances and the acting.
Yeah.
But there was some story and production decisions that I think 20 good minutes would have helped that movie greatly. And then the other one was I would have done Captain America. I wouldn't have done the Red Hulk route with the Captain America movie. That would have been, which was our first movie, by the way, that we reviewed this year. I wouldn't have done that. I would have done something different with I don't know if I'd have gone. I know they originally wanted to go Serpent Society, and they cut all that out. And that's kind of what like the Giancarlo Esposito character was. But I would have found a way to work that out and not do the Red Hulk thing. That was, because then we got to hear the serum story again. Anthony Mackie did a great job in that movie, and I felt like the story they gave him didn't do his character justice.
Yeah, that's completely fair. To piggyback off that, though, I kind of agree. But also, if they did decide to do the Red Hulk, definitely don't market it like it's a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
But it's Captain America's movie. Like you're saying, the story didn't really give Anthony Mackie enough shine, really. And all of the marketing was as if this movie was a Hulk movie. So I kind of agree with that.
And if you put him in a Hulk movie like Red Hulk versus Hulk, that might be $1 billion movie if you market it right. So, well,
exactly.
I don't want to over exaggerate because Superman didn't even get $1 billion, but people would go see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, what's our next award, Ken?
Our next award is for Best Visual Effects.
Best Visual Effects. All right.
So our nominees were Avatar: Fire and Ash, Fantastic Four: First Steps, Sinners, and Superman.
Okay.
Any thoughts before we jump into it?
all were great movies to look at. Each one's have their strengths. I know who I voted for, but I'm curious to see who wins.
Okay. Drum roll, please. And the award for best visual effects goes to Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Yep. Totally.
Directed by Matt Shackman and production VFX supervisor Scott Stokely.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Well deserved. I mean, let's just talk before we even talk about the movie. Let's just talk about the Thing alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Thing, like that. How hard that probably was to do, and how much they nailed that. Like you take that into effect, then like you were mentioning earlier with the future retroistic stuff, where it's the '60s, but it's like the Jetsons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, totally nailed it in my book. Well deserved award. Hard group of nominees to win over, but well deserved in my mind.
Definitely. The fans voted for Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Fantastic Four: First Step. So you guys actually tied on that.
Mm-hmm.
So our vote is what kind of took it over the top.
Yep.
But yeah, I fully agree with both of the nominees there. To be honest with you.
Yep. Avatar, Fire and Ash would have been a deserving winner too. I mean, those movies. I know you and I have our, we like those movies, but we have our criticisms about them. Yeah. Neither one of us would ever say anything bad about the visual effect work because it's just stunning movies to look at, even if you don't like what's going on. Just cool to look at. So
exactly,
well deserved.
Well, if you guys voted for what was it, Fantastic Four for best visual effects, you guys won.
Oh, let me mark that off.
Oh yeah, and get them on the board.
Get them on the board. And Fantastic Four: First Steps was nominated for 5 awards. And they win. They're officially one of 2.
Yep. Thanks for voting for that award if you did.
Yep. I believe it's you again. Yep.
Yep. So next, before we get into the next award, it's going to be rescores and adjustments. So this is going to be things that we saw this year. Time went by. We gave it a score, initially, and then time went by. And we're like, maybe I actually didn't like it that much, or maybe I liked it more than I thought I did. So any thoughts before we jump into it?
Yeah, I had a couple for sure. One of mine was, I think we walked out of one battle after another. I think I gave it a 9 or a 9.5.
Yeah.
10. I need to go back and give it a 10. I thought that movie, maybe more than any movie this year, I thought about post watching it.
Yeah.
And I know Inside Jokes, just A Few Small Beers alone is probably one of my most quoted movies of the year. So I'm going back and giving that a 10.
Yeah.
And then I think another one I actually had was, even though I think I went 9 with Fantastic Four and 8.5 with Superman. Mm-hmm. I'm more inclined to move Superman up to a 9 and actually say that I might have liked Superman a little bit more.
Okay.
Reflecting on it, because I've watched both of them again since.
Yeah.
And man, my opinion of Fantastic Four didn't change. I might have liked it a little more the second time, but Superman the second time, I was like, I love this movie.
You actually really liked it.
I was just because I think the first time I had nerves that they were going to mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time I watched it, I just got to watch it as man, I want as a movie I knew I enjoyed already. And I got to just pressure free enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this movie, man.
Yeah.
Hey, my guy, they did him right this time. Shout out James Gunn.
For sure. One battle after another. I also pushed it up to a 10 after the fact. I just really, really love that movie. And then honestly, I think I initially gave Sinners only a 9. And I think I pushed it up to a 9.5 afterwards. Because there was not much that I really didn't like about it. I think maybe in the heat of the moment, I was too scared to just give it a perfect score. But yeah, after the fact, I gave it another half point because I think it was just that good of a movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, let's get into our next award, which would be Best Hero. And the nominees for the Poolie for Best Hero are Charles Heller, The Amateur, Sue Storm from Fantastic Four: First Steps, Superman from Superman, and Yelena Belova from The Thunderbolts. And the Poolie goes to Superman, portrayed by actor David Cornswell. And I got to say, Ken, this one was a clean sweep. It was the fans, it was you, it was me. I mean, how can you not pick Superman? He saved a squirrel.
Exactly.
He had a dog. I want to give a shout out to Sue Storm, who I do think actually was well deserved as the nominee on this, because I think she stood above the rest in that movie to be the one of the 4 to stand out. And Charles Heller for being just a unique kind of hero kind of nominee, but well deserved Superman. Felt like that was gonna be a tough one to win. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a very easy pick to make, honestly. There was a couple other superhero movies. Obviously, you mentioned Fantastic Four. That was just tough for me to give a singular one to because they are always just a group. Right. So I didn't want to give it to them as a group. And then also the Thunderbolts kind of was the same feeling. There was a couple other people, Captain America even. But Superman, at the end of the day, was the best performance by a hero. And honestly, was the best hero overall. So I went with him easily.
I mean, he's Superman.
Exactly.
And like with that, he gets on the board. 4 nominations. He's had a few already that we've talked about, but he wins that one.
And he's also here with us.
And he's here with us today. Any words for us, Clark?
Of course not.
Thank you. All right. And so with that, I think we got, what's our next award, Ken?
Our next award actually is going to be the best villain. Any thoughts before we jump into the nominees?
There were some good ones this year. There was people that taught us to hate harder, to go harder, to put more evil out in the world. There was some inspiration out there if you're an evil person. So who do we got?
Nominees for the best villain were Galactus from Fantastic Four First Steps, Lex Luthor from Superman, Remick from Sinners, and The Void from Thunderbolts.
And if you wanted to break that down, that would be, let me see them again. It would be a kidnapper, a tech billionaire, a vampire, and depression.
And the award for the best villain is going to go to Remick from Sinners, the actor portrayed by Jack O'Connell. This one,
great actor.
Actually, the fans is who won this one. Remick was the fans' vote. Myself and Matt, we both voted for Lex Luthor. Give me your thoughts.
It was a tough choice for me, but I went with Lex because for Nicholas Hoult, shout out Nicholas Hoult to play a villain that I've followed in media and cartoons and comic books my whole life that well. And like I said, to tell me to go harder when I hate, to inspire me to go harder was really something. And I loved his portrayal. That being said, I loved Jack O'Connell portraying Remick. Great villain, awesome villain in such an awesome movie. And he is the kind of villain that I feel this way about Lex too, but he is the kind of villain that they could do a whole spin-off movie about it and I'd totally watch it. Yeah. I saw people point out that he had a wedding ring on in the movie, which is something that they never talk about in the movie. So his whole backstory would just be a fascinating thing to follow. He was such a good villain and we didn't even get a fully fleshed version. So totally a deserved award winner in my book. Yeah, for sure. Same thoughts about Lex Luthor. I just thought he was fantastic throughout that movie. The scene where he's literally essentially playing a video game against some Street Fighter. B5, 1A, 1A, 1B, 2C, 2C2. Oh man, that was great. He was just piecing Superman up, and that was funny. But yeah, like you said, Remick was amazing. He did nothing wrong in that movie. I thought Lex was a little bit better, but like we said, we were going to go with what the fans thought. So Remick is the winner. Yep. So we'll put Sinners on the board. Sinners was our leader with 7 nominations. We're doing 10 awards. Yep. Sinners was nominated for 7 of them. They got their first one. Yep. So with that being said, we are on to Best Supporting Actress. And the nominees for Best Supporting Actress were Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good, Elle Fanning, Predator Badlands, Haley Steinfeld, Sinners, Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another. Any thoughts on the nominees before we announce the winner? Fantastic actresses. Yep. I want to give a shout out to Elle Fanning for being the second nominee we have in these awards who have portrayed at least two different characters in the same movie, along with Michael B., obviously. Other thoughts would be Tiana Taylor's character in One Battle After Another. Perfidia Beverly Hills is the best name in the history of cinema. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And the Poolie Award goes to, for Best Supporting Actress. You knew it was going to happen. Haley Steinfeld as Mary in Sinners, a clean sweep across the board. The fans voted, I voted, Ken voted. Well deserved. For my celebrity crush, before anyone knew who Josh Allen was, Haley Steinfeld. Ken, thoughts on the winner? I mean, easily deserved in my opinion. She had some of the most screen time of any of the supporting actresses out there on the nominees.
And I mean, she did everything with those scenes. She absolutely killed it. She's really a really improving actress.
Yep.
I feel like the first time I like really kind of noticed her was in Hawkeye.
Yeah. Okay.
As Kate Bishop, and seeing her in this movie versus that show, she's just a vastly better actor or actress at this point. So I really just have enjoyed her in it, and enjoying watching her journey as an actress.
Yep. I don't want to like speak like I'm a expert on her career, but I think she won one Academy Award as a child for True Grit.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't think she's won one since. She's been in Pitch Perfect 2 and 3, and then she's been in obviously some other movies. But I'm thinking this might be the one that she wins another award for. Which, by the way, there was some discussion among the carpool about where we were going to put her, because was she a supporting actress? Was she a lead actress? Like, there was some discussion on that, and I think that says really how highly she did, like, well, she did in that performance. And the reason we went supporting is because that's what it looked like the Oscars were going to do. So, I mean, totally deserved in my book. Shout out her. Haley Steinfeld could not be here tonight because she's too busy breaking my heart, being engaged, married, and pregnant to the starting quarterback of my rival, of the rival of my favorite team. So, shout out Haley. Wish you could be here. We understand. What do we have next, Ken?
The next award is going to be the Best Supporting Actor. And the nominees for that award, Benicio.
Actually, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Let's put Sinners
Get
back
Sinners,
down.
get Sinners on the board.
And Sinners takes the lead with 2.
Yep.
So we're halfway through with 5 awards announced, and Sinners leading 2 to 1 to 1 to 1.
Best Supporting Actor nominees, Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another.
One small beer.
Damson Idris, F1. David Johnson, The Long Walk. And Sean Penn, One Battle After Another.
So 2 for One Battle After Another on this
Yeah,
one.
man, I'm telling you, that movie, I mean, we both just said we pushed it up to a 10 after the fact, so we really enjoyed it. This movie here deserved a lot of nominations. It was really good. Any other thoughts?
I mean, well deserved by both people for One Battle After Another is one of my thoughts. Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn, both. I mean, obviously Leo is awesome in that movie, but the side cast he had along with him, like, it was one of those movies where everyone brought it. So not surprised to see 2 on there. And then our other nominees, I apologize, were David Johnson and
Damson
Idris. Both amazing, both great movies they were in. Can't really picture the movies being the same without either one of them.
Yeah. So
well deserved. Who won?
And the Poolie for Best Supporting Actor goes to Damson Idris, Joshua Pearson, F1.
A great award for one of our favorite movies of the year. Of course, this is Sonny right here. Sonny Hayes, I believe was his name.
Yep.
And then Damson Idris, of course, is the young rook in the movie. Great performance by him. Loved his performance. We both watched Snowfall, which I believe was his introduction to the world. This might actually be his introduction to the wider world, the like international world, because I know a lot of people saw F1. A young budding star. I think we're going to see him in a lot of things to come. Well deserved. Happy he won. I know. I have to admit he was not my pick. I did go with Sean Penn as Lockjaw in One Battle After Another. I thought he was great in that movie. I thought he honestly could have been a Best Villain Award winner for me. As well. Like even though I voted Lex in that one, Lockjaw wouldn't have bothered me either. So I will say I did not vote Damson, but I'm happy Damson won. And if it were up to me, he'd be the next Black Panther. Anyway, go ahead.
Damson absolutely deserved this award. You guys voted for him, the fans, myself. That he was also my pick. So easy pick for me personally. I really just enjoyed everything he did in that F1 movie. And like you said at the beginning of it, I can't picture the movie without him in it. Even though he was the young rook, the movie was kind of centered around him. But without like any other character being played by him, I'm not sure, or by anybody else, I'm not sure if it would have been this good of a movie. So
100% agree.
Yeah.
And with that, F1, which had 2 nominations,
gets its first one on the board.
So the worst they'll do is 500 in their nominations.
So before we get into the next award, we have the biggest letdowns.
Oh, okay. Biggest letdowns. We usually like to keep things positive on the channel, but it is worth it to talk about, some of the things that maybe didn't grab our attention as much as we wanted them to.
Yep.
So these aren't necessarily the worst movies of the year, just the movies that like we maybe had higher expectations for and didn't deliver for us personally.
Correct.
Let us know in the comments if they did for you.
So the first one we had both him. I'm sure after our what would we would change about a movie, you could see that coming. I thought it was a really good concept. I was like, I'm not really sure if that movie will work, but it looks like it's a good idea, so I'm gonna go check it out. It just let me down. Maybe the first 30 minutes I was very much into it, and then it just went downhill very fast for me.
I'm going to tell you what I think disappoints me the most about him is it wastes maybe the best acting I've ever seen from Marlon Wayans and great acting from an up-and-coming star who we're biasly fans of in Tyreek Withers. Because those two absolutely brought it to me as actors in that movie, and they were great. And it had nothing to do with why they weren't great. And those are two guys I'm fans of, and I'm disappointed that that movie could have been like this is a movie where horror movies were like critically acclaimed.
Yeah,
and this could have been one of those ones had they done it better.
Yeah.
I'll just call a spade a spade. If they just done it better, it could have been up there with all those other things. Now I think even if you like this movie, you wouldn't put it up there with Weapons. You wouldn't put it up there with Sinners. You just wouldn't.
Exactly.
I mean, so it's disappointing to me because I think Tyreek Withers and Marlon Wayans brought it, and I'm just disappointed that it wasn't a better movie. But.
Agreed. The next one we had on the list was Anemone. So my thoughts on this one, to be honest, we may have had over expectations for it.
Daniel Day-Lewis carries weight, damn it.
The name, it looked like it was going to be really good. The trailer was, you couldn't really figure out what was going on in the trailer, and that's why it captured us.
Yep.
Again, not a bad movie, but also just not good in the sense that there's just a lot of time wasted, a lot of scenes where literally nothing is going on.
Yep.
And then it cuts to another scene, and then nothing goes on. And it's very strange in what they chose to do. I thought there was good ideas in there, but it was just very strange. The dialogue was honestly very good. Whenever they were speaking involved and the story was trying to advance, those parts were really good. It's just the in-between parts. I was like, I don't understand where we're going with this.
Yep. I didn't really get the movie, to be honest with you. And I'm someone that I'm pretentious. I like to think that I understand deep artsy stuff. Nah, that one made me that one was humbling for me. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I guess I don't cinema enough.
Yeah, I didn't get that one, unfortunately. Feel free to tell us why we're wrong in the comments.
Yeah. Next one on the list, we had Unholy Trinity.
Mm-hmm. Another one we're probably guilty of, for some reason, think it was going to be better than it was going to be. It was an okay movie, but it was I was going in thinking it would be more like I said, what Eddington was to me, which was a surprisingly good Western in the modern day. And this was just a Western.
Yeah, exactly.
It qualified as a Western. We watched it. It had a story, a beginning, a middle, end. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. It was that. It was a movie. That was it. And Samuel L. Jackson was in it. And that was the reason I wanted to see it.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 from him as always.
Yeah, he did very well, but just not a riveting story by any means.
Not good that we both knew where the money was buried 5 minutes into the movie.
That too. I don't enjoy when I figure out the whole twist of the movie very fast.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I'm not I didn't go to art school or film school or anything. But if you want to lose points on a movie from me, have the twist be something I figured out before it's revealed.
Yeah,
and I'll knock a point.
Exactly. You had on the list for your last one, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Tell me about it.
So, a big fan of the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. Also, one of my, I've talked in a previous video we did about my entry point to horror movies being the scary movie franchise. But one of the first movies I watched was I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is also parodied in the scary movie franchise.
Yeah.
And it was, this is a fun fact, actually. I was talking to my mom recently because my mom doesn't like scary movies either. And I asked her the last scary movies she saw in theaters. And one of them was I Know What You Did Last Summer. And the other one was, I can't remember what she said, but they both came out. And she's like, it was before your sister was born. And she's mentioned those. And the two movies both came out 2 months before my sister was born. And I was like, okay, so she's not been back since. But anyway, so I was excited for the second one. Isn't very good at all. But it's, for a sequel, if you like the first one, it's worth watching. This was disappointing. They rebooted it. I thought there was a lot of a character assassination. I know Jennifer Love Hewitt was never an amazing actress, but I was very disappointed with what she brought as an actress. She was uninspiring. Freddie Prinze Jr., I didn't like what they did with his character. And then, for the love of God, get Tyreek Withers a good director.
Yeah.
Because there's another movie where he was the best actor in it. Well, he wasn't better than Marlon and him, but he was one of the best actors in it. He was the best actor in this one to me. Teddy, shout out Teddy. And it just wasted in bad writing. You know what I mean? But again, he brought it. Like I saw enough from him as an actor this year that we need to get this man a good director.
Yeah,
like
get him another script.
Yeah, hey Tyreek, we're not trying to hate on we're hating on your movies, man, but we're a fan of you, bro.
Yeah. My last one to round it out was Caught Stealing. I think to kind of follow the theme of the other three, I think maybe I was a victim of putting this a little bit too high in my expectations. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like a 9.5 movie for me. It wasn't bad at all. I think I was expecting it to be almost perfect type of thing. I don't know why I would have done that, but the trailer was really fun. I loved all the actors in it. Austin Butler did pretty good. Zoe Kravitz did well. And same with Matt Smith. Honestly, everybody did a really good job. I think I just left wanting a little bit more from it.
I think that's a good one, a case study of like expectation, because like I would almost put that one more in like I was surprised how much I liked it. It wasn't in my most surprising, but because I thought it would be good, but I like that. I think that was one of two movies that we were like the most split on this year in terms of like rating wise. But that was one, I could totally see, because it could have been amazing.
It could have been almost one battle after another.
That's actually a great.
I feel like the first time I saw One Battle After Another's trailer and the first time I saw Caught Stealing's trailer, I had the same feeling. I was like, these movies look great. And I felt like I left One Battle After Another like that delivered on everything 100%. I thought it was going to be. And Caught Stealing was just not a bad drop off, but a little bit step below what I thought it was going to be.
100%. So with that one, let's get into the next award. Let's see. And the next award, the next Poolie is going for Best Scene. The nominees for Best Scene in the movie are The Desert Chase and One Battle After Another. If you know, you know. I Lied. Music Through Time. Sinners.
Yep.
Sammy's Song. If you know, you know. The I'm Human speech in Superman. And of course, the space chase giving birth scene in Fantastic Four First Steps. Ken, this feels like one we should talk a little bit about each of the nominees before we give this one away, because these are all pretty good ones. Let's talk a little bit about the Desert Chase. What were your thoughts on the Desert Chase and One Battle After Another?
Just some of the best cinematography I feel like I've ever seen, number one.
Definitely this year.
And it's not like animation or things like that. Like they just were on a singular road and they were going up and down. And it almost made you feel car sick in a sense. Like it was so good of how like you were on the road with them. And I felt like I was on the road with in Chase Infinity, with Sean Penn and with Leonardo DiCaprio, all at different parts, and it was all just like a 5-minute scene of a chase. So I really loved that.
High stakes, high anxiety. The way that scene was shot, played out, all that stuff was awesome. I even love that. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen One Battle After Another, I even love that he didn't save her; she saved herself. Yeah. At the end of the day, she saved herself. I thought that was awesome. The I Lied Music Through Time scene. I mean, as soon as I remember, I vividly remember sitting in the theater and seeing the hip hop dancer go across the screen and being like, "The fuck?" Yeah. Everything after I thought the fuck was one of the best pieces of cinema I've ever seen in my life. So I'm not surprised at all that made
easily. I mean, like it made you stop and you're like, "What are we?" Oh my God, this is incredible.
It forced you to think about what they were telling you. Like it really, like in a day where people want to be spoon-fed like answers and stuff like that, that was a scene, it made you think about like what was happening. And then Remick sitting on the outside and it like hitting to you like why Remick was so focused on Sammy was just awesome scene. Yeah. I'm Human, Superman. Yeah. Great speech.
Incredible speech.
Have you seen any of the behind the scenes of that one? So I guess, James Gunn said, I'm a nerd for James Gunn. He said that David Cornsweet like challenged him as a director. Because I guess Cornsweet's like I don't know if he went to Juilliard or one of those, but I guess he's like a classically trained actor. And he's like really into like each line of text is like important and he needs to understand it for the character. And like, so he was struggling with that scene because to him, he was like, why would I be saying this to Lex or whatever? So there was like a behind the scenes clip of like where like James Gunn has to cut it, and David Cornsweet and him go have like a conversation about like, and James Gunn's telling him he's telling him that like I'm human, like this matters, like or I am as human as anyone, like I'm flawed, I'm this, I'm that, like that's the mistake you make, and it's like a really cool scene where they like act it out, and like I just think I love seeing that because it was I love seeing how much the director and B, the actor cared about a character that I really care about. And it's like the climax of that movie. So I thought that was a great addition to be in the nominations. And then, of course, Space Chase giving birth.
I mean, I just remember literally being in the theater like, this is the best scene I've seen all year.
Yeah.
At that point, one battle after another had not come out.
That was the mid-year point.
But yeah, at that point, I was just like, this is the greatest thing I've seen in the theaters at this point. I mean, like we said about one battle after another, you're on the edge of your seat the entirety of that scene.
Yeah.
And there was a couple moments where you're like, oh, they're not going to get it. And then they get out. Mm-hmm. So it was, I mean, riveting.
Yeah. I think important context for people that like, if you're kind of like in that like Marvel cinematic like fandom, you understand that there was a lot of belief that the Fantastic Four weren't going to make it out of that movie. So that scene did hold intense anxiety for, I think, a lot of fans because it was so freaking cool to look at. Like, shout out to Julia Garner, a nominee for a different award tonight, by the way. But like, and her performance chasing on that, I think Carly said it in our reaction video. Like the way she was surfing on the black hole, trying to get to Franklin, like, and he hadn't even been born yet. Just a wildly cool scene.
That's what I was gonna say. Even like because to kind of extend the scene, like they were doing that through the wormhole, but when they got out to the black hole, just her like going skating on it, like you said, surfing on it, that was incredible stuff. And 100%. Like that looked like exactly what a black hole I would assume would look like. Like it looked incredible.
100%. I mean, if you're a Stranger Things fan, I don't know if that was exactly, I think it was more of a wormhole, but like I think they did a better visualization. And Stranger Things did the visualization piece well. I know people have their mixed feelings on the actual finale, but the Fantastic Four did it better.
Yeah.
If that was supposed to be the same thing. I'm not entirely sure, but they did it better. Anyway, with that being said, crowded field, the winner, the Poolie goes to for best scene. I Lied, Music Through Time, Sinners. Yeah. Director Ryan Coogler. And the actor in that scene that played Sammy, of course, was Miles Catton.
Yep.
Who we didn't do a young surprising actor this year, but it's something we've talked about previously. One of our best up and coming actors this year. A guy who had no acting experience going into that movie, at least no movie acting experience. Mm-hmm. Great scene, awesome scene, and a clean sweep from you, myself, and the fans. I lied across the board. That's another one for
Sinners. Get them on the board. That's 3.
Let's see. I believe we're all caught up. We haven't forgotten any, right? That's 5, 7. Yep. I believe we got 3 more awards. Yep. So we're good. All right. What's our next award, Ken?
Next award is for Best Leading Actor.
Ooh.
The nominees for the Best Leading Actor are going to be Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, and Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme.
Okay.
Any thoughts before we jump into it?
All amazing. Jeremy Allen White, I thought, crushed it as Bruce Springsteen. I'm less familiar with Bruce Springsteen's music and like who he was as a person. Mm-hmm. So like I went into that movie, like I couldn't tell you how accurate that portion of his life was.
Yeah.
But love Marty Supreme. I'm glad we get a chance to talk about that one. Timothy Chalamet, continues to just go on run of White Boy of the Year, Elite Ball Knower. So glad to see he's on it. 2026 is going to be a big year for him. Mm-hmm. Big year for him.
Absolutely.
And then, who were the other two I haven't
mentioned? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo, man. What is there to say about Leo, man? Just like, you said, maybe your favorite filmography ever, one of my favorite filmographies ever.
And then Michael B.
I mean, Michael B might be, I need to like sit down before I make like a bold statement and like think about this, but maybe like movie for movie, highest hit rate of any actor. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen Fruitvale Station, but I've seen, I think, every other movie he's been in, and they all slap.
Tough movie to watch, but very, very good.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it. I've heard it's one you got to be like in the mood for.
Yeah, tough movie to watch, but man, he absolutely kills it. He does it.
That's his like first, right? Or no,
Yeah,
he was in Hardball and he was in Friday Night Lights,
right?
And things
I would say maybe I don't want to speak for him, but I would say maybe that was like my entry point for him being lead actor in something like that.
Mine was Friday Night Light. Well, something like that. That's a good point.
Like lead actor for a movie, I think that was the first for me at least. I'm not sure before that because obviously he was in The Wire, he was in shows and whatnot.
For a movie, it might have been Creed.
Oh, did Creed come out before?
No, it would have been Fruitvale
Station.
Okay. He was young in Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, he was pretty young.
He like 16, 17. He's pretty young, right?
He was a little bit older than that.
But that was his first Coogler duo movie was that one. So he was young for Fruitvale Station. I know that even though I haven't seen it. But yeah, let's see who won.
The Poolie for Best Lead Actor is going to go to Michael B. Jordan for Smoke and Stack. And this was easy, clean sweep across the board. Fans, myself, you, we all voted for it. Let's talk about it. And notice we said Smoke and Stack because he played 2 characters. And honestly, we saw something that said he played 3.
Go off.
And this is a hot take, but I think it's fire.
Tell him.
When Stack is the one that gets eaten by the vampire,
let him know.
He turns into
Let him know, Ken.
As a vampire.
Let him know.
And that would be a 3rd character. So I don't see how it was even close.
Tell him.
Again, we all agreed, all 3 of us, the fans, us, we all agreed. But when we get to the real awards in real life, I don't even understand how this will be a debate. He played 3 characters.
I would like to take this moment to say the Critics' Choice Award got it wrong. And I love you, Timothée Chalamet. You're the man. You're cool as fuck. We love everything you do. Literally everything you do, we're a fan of. You shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
We got it right. Critics' Choice got it wrong. Debate with your mama, but let us know in the comments for the engagement anyway.
Timothy, it's your award next year when Dune comes.
Yeah.
It's your
Paul
award
Atreides, you got it, bro.
Yeah, Paul Atreides is your guy.
Hey, man, we're representing for you here, bro. we got you, dog. But, like, Michael B., I'm glad. I was glad to see the fans came through on that one. I wasn't surprised to see it, but I was glad to see it. I think Michael B. deserved it, man. One of my favorite actors ever.
Yeah.
Great movie, great performance. And like you said, it's so interesting to think of him portraying 3 different people because the Stack vampire and the Stack human are different people. Like they had different motivations. It's completely different.
And then just the amount of time it had to take. I mean, the amount of filming and the cuts and things that he had to do to make sure his body is in certain positions, make sure he's facing the correct way so he's talking to the right
Did you hear him talk about how he did that, I guess?
Yeah.
Like, they hired an actor just to be his other version of
just
him.
Just a talking person. Yeah.
So he had to direct that person to do what he did the previous day.
It's crazy.
Give this man all the award.
Yeah,
give this man all the award. Like it's not that. It's like even if you think the acting performances are even.
Yeah, even.
Like Timmy didn't.
The work that he had to do.
Yeah, Timothy didn't have to do that. Like it's not. And I also want to take a minute to again shout out Elle Fanning. She also had to do this
something similar. Yeah, exactly. Very good point.
Playing
very,
Tia
very
and Tess. I do want to give her a shout out. I know she didn't win our. Well, actually, she wasn't supporting. She's lead. We'll see if she wins Best Lead Actress. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh no, she was supporting.
She was supporting. She was the best supporting.
I know she didn't win supporting actress, but like that's got to be a hard thing to do. And like 2 different characters, like Tia and I forget which one was which, but one was very loving and supportive, and one was more like the hard, like mission goal driven one. Same with Smoke and Stack.
Yeah,
Smoke was very. He was more depressed. He was more cautious, and then Stack was more like risky and like up, like kind of like vibrant. So
exactly,
that's 2 different characters, and
and then once the vampire takes it over, he actually changed. Like he had to talk differently, he had to act differently, he moved differently, walked differently. 3 different characters, my man. Give him that award.
100%. Give him all the awards. All right, and with that, we'll go into Best Lead Actress.
Did we get him on the board?
Oh, we're right. You're right. Do that. So Sinners is starting to run away with it now. 4.
They're at 4 out of 7 nominations.
4 out of 7.
Wow. One battle after. Let's talk about this count really quick.
Yep.
One battle after another. 6 nominations. Hasn't found their way to the board yet.
Yeah, I mean, in a testament to how great a movie it was, obviously the winning of the individual awards isn't necessarily saying how good or bad of a movie it is, but being nominated 6 times, not winning one is a tough break for them. But Everyone involved with that movie should be very proud. I'm sure they'll win
100%.
some other awards other places, but here at the Poolies, unfortunately, they haven't gotten on the board yet. There are 2 awards left, but we'll see.
Let's see.
All right. Next award, we're getting into Best Lead Actress. The nominees for the Poolie for Best Lead Actress are Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good; Emily Blunt, Smashing Machine; Emma Stone, Begonia; and Julia Garner in Weapons. Any thoughts before we get into this one?
Fantastic performances by these ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Just very, very fantastic performances across the board. This was a really tough one for me to pick.
All across the board, absolutely. And well represented. I mean, a dramatic musical, a very heavy drama with Smashing Machine, a mystery with Begonia, Julia Garner, and a mystery horror. They're really bringing for these roles, and they absolutely all did. But the winner for the Poolie for Best Lead Actress goes to Cynthia Erivo for Elphaba and Wicked for Good.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's a well-deserved one when you sing and you act. The fans voted Cynthia. I voted Cynthia. I know Ken went with Julia Garner, which also well-deserved. Yeah. Very high on my list in this award as well. So not a clean sweep, but a well-deserved win for Elphaba. Thoughts, Ken?
Yeah, Elphaba absolutely did a great job. Like you said, it's very hard to lose an award when you can sing and you can act, and you're doing both of them at an elite level like she does.
And in a movie that's as anticipated as that one.
Exactly, yeah. As a sequel, I mean...
The delivering factor.
Yeah, the delivering on it. So, again, very hard to lean against. Personally, I went with Julia Garner in Weapons. I just thought she continued her run. Not only did she, kill it in Fantastic Four, she also killed it in this. I've been a fan of her since Ozark as well. Mm-hmm. She's just on a run for me. And I think she just brought it in that movie. Like you said, it was a very tough role to kind of play in, as it being a mystery role. But like we said, Cynthia Erivo being able to sing and being able to act at an elite level, to me, is the reason why she should win.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Cynthia Erivo can't be here because apparently that Wicked press tour is never ending. Shout out Cynthia. All right, so we got Wicked for Good with their second of 3 nominations. And I believe they've already lost their final nomination, or the other one.
The other one was,
They went 2 for 3. Good for Wicked.
Nice hit rate.
Sinners is still on the board with 4. We have Wicked for Good with 2. And then F1, Fantastic Four, and Superman each have 1 respectively.
Yep.
But with that, before we get into our final award, Ken, which would, of course, be the best picture, let's talk about our personal top 5s of the year.
Okay.
So... Great year for movies. We had pretty similar top 5s, but there were some differences.
Yep.
So for me, at number 5, I had Marty Supreme. Great movie. Timothy Chalamet really brought it. I thought there was some good lessons in there about, without being too preachy, I thought there were some good lessons in there about how good people aren't always great people, or great people aren't always good people, if you've ever heard that saying. And then it was really cool to see him do a role that was kind of wacky and almost cartoonish, and in a way that was also dramatic. So loved Marty Supreme. A24 always brings it. F1, amazing movie. Loved every second of F1. It's available now on Apple TV, I believe, if you want to watch it and you didn't get a chance. It's amazing. Weapons, we've talked about plenty, so I won't go into too much detail, but loved Weapons. And then at number 2, I got One Battle After Another. It was very tough between 1 and 2 for me. One Battle After Another was amazing. And I just thought every single actor that was in that movie, whether they were in it for 5 seconds or the entirety of it, just killed their scenes and absolutely brought it.
Yeah.
And of course, my winner was Sinners. Really tough choice, but the only movie of the year that I walked out of the theater and immediately gave it a 10, and it stayed a 10 for me all year.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. At number 5 for me, I had The Long Walk. Man, I really, really enjoyed that movie.
Great movie.
Like, one that I, had some pretty high expectations for, but man, it exceeded all of them. Just a gut-wrenching at times, fun at times, super sad at times. I mean, just you went through every emotion possible. Really, really good movie. I'd highly, highly recommend people watch that one. Number 4, I had Weapons. Like we said, we talked about it a good amount. Absolutely killed that. You guys absolutely killed that movie. Man, I loved everything about it, even as a non-horror film fan.
Shout out Zach Krieger, however you say it. Yep.
Really, really good film. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I had F1. Extremely fun ride, literally. We were actually flying through most of that movie, and it was a good. It was a great time. Damson had a great Performance, same with Brad Pitt. So nothing bad to say about that movie. I think I gave it a 9 as well. So one of my top 3 easily, like we have it at number 3. Number 2, One Battle After Another. Again, we've both talked about it ad nauseum at this point, but one of the best movies of the year. I will continue to scream it from the mountaintops. One of the best. Mm-hmm. Leonardo DiCaprio absolutely killed it, and every single other person in that movie snapped. Like,
go watch that.
Yes,
shit.
Just
like,
please go
watch that shit, please. Like, just go watch it.
Number 1, Sinners. Like, again, if you haven't seen that one, go watch it because it's that good. It wasn't just, everybody talking about it being good. It was very, very good, and it's going to do numbers at the awards as well.
Yep. So, with that being said, it will come down to the fans then for the best picture. But before that, Ken, it's been a fun ride this year doing all these videos and stuff. I think we saw over 30-something movies this year.
Yeah.
I think we've done about 30 videos. I think we've done close to 20 together. It's been a fun ride, man. Let's do a shot together. I'll go grab liquor. Any thoughts on the year while I'm getting that ready?
Honestly, like we said, a super surprising year. We knew there was a lot of good movies coming out, but a lot of them exceeded our expectations. Obviously, we said our top 5s just now, but Sinners and One Battle After Another were absolutely incredible movies this year. Again, you guys need to go watch those. Those are the 2 I'd say you need to go watch. The rest, I would definitely check out. F1, Weapons, Marty Supreme for sure, and Long Walk. Definitely check out our top 5 because those are some of the best that you'll catch all year.
Yep. While we're getting to that, anything, I know we put out our most anticipated 2026 movies of the year, but any movies that stick out to you for next year that you're most excited for?
I cannot wait for Dune 3, Doomsday, and The Odyssey. I've been seeing Odyssey trailers and information about this movie for 2 years now, so I'm just on the edge of I want the movie at this point. Dune 3, obviously we've been talking about Timothée Chalamet a ton. I really just love Paul Atreides, and I've loved my entrance into this world of Dune. Choosing to just continue to watch the movies without reading the books yet, but man, I can't wait for the next movie. And then Doomsday, nothing really to say. Obviously, we're excited for Doomsday. I mean, if you're a Marvel fan or you're a superhero fan, this is going to be next level event stuff.
Yeah, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, we are big superhero fans on this channel. I was a comic reader growing up. Ken's read some comics as well.
Yeah.
So we're excited for Doomsday. Any nerves about Doomsday?
They need to land the plane, but whenever it's come to this level of an event, they've never not done that, in my opinion. Some people would argue Age of Ultron wasn't their best Avengers landing, but Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, all the next level events.
No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home too, yeah.
People like to pretend they don't like it now.
Exactly. That's revisionist history because y'all were all in the theater loving that movie.
It's a $1 billion movie
exactly.
for a reason.
Yeah.
But all right, before we get into the award, Ken, cheers. Thanks for going on this ride this year. Thanks for starting this with me.
Let's do it.
All right. What do we got?
So for the best picture,
our final award of the evening,
the nominees are F1, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Weapons.
We've talked about all of them already.
Yep. Any other thoughts?
Nope. Let's see who won.
And the winner for the Poolie and the final one of this year's Poolie Awards, Best Picture. Sinners. Woo! Directed by Ryan Coogler.
That is 5 for Sinners.
Talk about a sweep.
5 of 7 nominations. Well deserved by Ryan Coogler.
Absolutely. And we went across the board, like we said, a clean sweep. Fans, you guys voted for it. Myself and Matt both voted for it. We obviously both had it as our number 1 movie of the year. I mean, everything about the movie was just basically perfect.
Cultural event.
Yeah, it was a cultural event. There was nothing wrong with that movie, in my opinion, or in most people's opinion at this point. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Loved it, man. I mean, I was I went into that movie. It's funny if you think back, like before we saw the movie. Maybe we should start doing like what we think of a movie before we go into it. Because if you think about like what we were thinking, like we didn't know anything about that movie. We knew it was about two brothers. We knew there was vampires. We didn't know if it was brother versus brother. We didn't know anything really about it. And to walk out of that movie and to just feel so sad, like that movie made you feel a way movies should feel when you walk out, like completely satisfied, but also wanting more. Yeah, like feeling like you saw something that you want to talk to people about. Yes. Like that movie, I think, was the most talked about movie of the year. It came out in March, maybe? It came out pretty early, I think it was April. I think it was April. It came out very early in the year, though, man. And I feel like there were so many references. I'm still seeing like social media TikToks and everything about it. Memes. Acting. I think it was a movie that elevated every single person that was in its career. And I don't know, man, just a great movie. I want to see more people make movies like that. I don't want more just franchise stuff. And I love the franchise stuff. I want more Sinners. Yeah. Just as like you're saying, as an original idea, they couldn't have nailed it any better, in my opinion. Like they just absolutely did everything good. And supporting actors and actresses, the lead actors and actresses, the set design. Just literally every single. It was a period piece at one point of the movie, and then it became a vampire movie. Like it was just incredible what they did. I can't speak highly enough about it. No, man, awesome movie. I'm so glad it won. Well represented for us. It won Best Picture. It won 4 other awards. Nominated for 7. Well deserved in my book. I have my picks and my votes, but like it looked like the fans were pretty in line with it. Exactly. Obviously. So awesome, man. Like great first awards show. Before we wrap it up and roll into 2026, Ken, any final thoughts on the awards or movies of the year? I am sad that One Battle After Another couldn't find its way on the board, man. That movie is so good, and I'm thinking not enough people saw it. Yeah. I'm thinking a lot of people saw that trailer and like, I don't know what's going on, and they didn't just go jump into the pool. I need you to go jump in that pool. Yeah, it's shocking that it won, that it was nominated for 6 and won none, because all the other movies that were nominated for at least 3 won at least one. Yeah, and it won double that. So disappointing it didn't win an award. But obviously one of our favorites. You and I each had it number 2. I don't know off the top of my head where it finished in voting for Picture of the Year, but I think Sinners ran away with it pretty heavy for the fan voting. So I'm also happy to see The Amateur made it onto the nominees, because I feel like a lot of people didn't really talk about that movie at all, and it went kind of unforgotten. But that movie was so fun. It went number 1 on Hulu, and I think that's when more people saw it. Yeah, I think so. I think some other thoughts. I think Springsteen was a pretty good movie, but it only got 1 nomination. I thought it was a good year for superhero movies, even though at the box office it might not have been as good. But I thought Super Fantastic July delivered, and they had 9 nominations between the 2 of those movies. I'm sad Smashing Machine didn't do what it should have done at the box office. Yeah, because Smashing Machine, that movie was very good. The Rock was great in that movie. It was his best acting performance. Yeah. It really was, and I was sad to see it. Sad to see that. Begonia was a great movie, real mindfuck of a movie. Shout out Emma Stone for being nominated for that. Jesse Plemons could have been nominated for that too. It was just a stacked field this year. But yeah, man, great year. I'm really excited for 26. I think 26 is going to be better, even than 25 was, which is a crazy thing to say. But I'm looking forward to it. Me too. Can't wait for this lineup. It's going to be a fun time. If you stumbled across this video and you don't follow us on our channel, we do movie reviews on the way home from the movies each day. We usually see them on opening night for the big ones, or at least opening weekend for some of the ones that are maybe not immediate like C's for us, but ones we want to see. So like and subscribe if you want. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at CarRideReactions. And thanks for joining us at the Poolies this year. And shout out all our award winners. Let us know in the comments if you had different winners and who you would have picked for each award. Later. And they don't have no